Hi everybody, I am so excited to share with you day 7 of December daily ornaments. I really love how this one turned out. I had problems in the beginning. I first tried alcohol ink and I did not like the look of that. So then I went to distress paints and I couldn't get my dauber to work, so that's why I just poured the paint out onto my clear bulb. Now these bulbs, I did get some at the dollar store, but this one here, this shape, I got these at Michael's. They're regular price $30 for, hold on, I'll see how many come in the pack. So you get 25 in a pack for $30, but I got them at 50% off, so I paid $15, which I didn't think was too bad for 25. So I am adding a layer of paint and it's really not turning out how I want it. Not that I really know what I want, I just know I'm not liking this. So I'm covering the thing anyway, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll try using a palette knife and seeing if I can get a different look. And it just wasn't thick enough, it was too runny. So I tried adding some texture paste, the Ranger texture paste, and it did look nice, but I didn't want to use it all because this is the crazing one, the one that will do a crackle, and I really didn't want to use a lot of it on these ornaments because that stuff it's precious. And I didn't want, like, it probably would have took quite a bit. And a crackle wasn't exactly what I was going for, although that could be really nice too. I wanted the texture more than I actually wanted a crackle. So you will see that I change out the Ranger texture paste for the Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy modeling paste. That stuff is awesome. It's my favorite modeling paste out there that I have tried. I just love it. I love the texture of it. But I clearly haven't gotten that far with it yet. I haven't given up yet on this procedure. It really was a matter of the paint just being too thin. Now I dried it with my heat gun, and once it started, like, it was partially dry and it was getting thicker, I could create more of what I wanted. It still wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was closer. So now here you see I have grabbed the Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy modeling paste. I also didn't want to use all my worn lipstick distress paint. So after these two, I use a tiny bit more on this one because where I already started with the color, but after I grab some Liquitex Basics paint because I have a lot more of that than I do, you know, that small bottle of distress. But see how the Light and Fluffy modeling paste, you can get so much texture with it, and that's what I wanted. I wanted raised and nothing. It's not like there was a pattern I was going for, and I definitely didn't want it smooth, but the modeling paste, it helps a lot. And I thought it could use some sparkles, so I added some pink glitter while the paint and modeling paste was still wet. And that color is Light Portrait Pink, Liquitex Basics. And that was too light. Like, it's a pretty pink, but compared to the Worn lipstick, it was just too light. So as you can see, I'm not mixing the texture paste and the paint together on the mat. I just grab a little bit of both and put it on the bulb. And I kind of liked it when, like, some parts of it would be a little more white and then some would be pink. And to get all that raised, I just tap the modeling paste with my palette knife instead of like stroking like and moving it. I just like give it little taps and it raises the modeling paste. So that is all I'm going to do for the first steps of these Christmas bulbs. It's just paint and modeling paste and applying it all over. And to dry them, I had a hard time trying to figure out how, like, where to put them exactly. So I end up grabbing some skewers and putting the skewer inside the bulb and just finding somewhere to stand them up. I had a basket with some stuff in it and I just stuck the sticks down through certain areas where it was sturdy enough to stay upright. So now to get the right color pink, I am mixing medium magenta and the light portrait pink. I'm just mixing it until I get close to a color that I like. And don't they look cute on their sticks, like a bunch of popsicles? They're so cute. I really do like how they turned out. So now I'm just adding the tops back on. You just pinch the 2 wires, put it through, and it just pops right back on. You know, usually I only make 1 or 2 ornaments for this project, but I knew I was going to like these, and it was a lot of stuff to have out, so I thought while I have it out, I'm just going to do 6. Who knows, maybe down the road I will do more, but I at least wanted 6, because sometimes you can buy special ornaments and they'll come in a pack of 6 or 8, sometimes only 4. So if I don't do any more, at least I have 6 of them. So now I'm just making sure that the little, you know, that top part, it's all facing forward and they were all straight. So I'm taking these bells that I got at the dollar store for $1.50, and I'm going to take 2 for each bulb. And I'm just putting them on some twine, and I'm going to wrap it around the neck of the bulb. And I didn't want them up close and tight to the neck. I wanted them to dangle a tiny bit, because I'm also going to put some white wool around the silver part of the bulb, and that white wool, or it's kind of cream, I got that at the dollar store as well. You've seen it in the haul that the video of the haul that I showed. It was $4 for a big bundle of that thick fluffy wool. And honestly, the hardest part of doing these ornaments was tying the twine with the bells on it, was tying it around the neck of the bulb. I kid you not, that was the hardest part in doing these. It's like I needed another set of hands. I'm just picking a favorite side. It's gonna be so cute. It reminds me of mittens. Even though you don't have the thumb, but that's just what popped into my head when I saw that. See, it's like I'm all thumbs. And it's not like after a couple I got the hang of it. No, I struggled with every single one. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of glue to hold that string in place with the bells on it. And then I'll add a little bit more to add the wool. I put a little bit in front too so it doesn't slip off. And that is all that is to it. And I think they are the cutest. These are up there with the door. I think the door may still be my #1 favorite, but I'm really liking this one as well. So I'm just going to repeat the same process for all 6 of them. And that is all there is to it. I didn't want to dig through my Christmas decorations to find the hooks for these bulbs. So I had some wire in my art room, and I just fed some wire through the loop and tied it to the tree that way. And it works fine. Now, if I dig out my Christmas decorations and I come across some hooks, or if I go to the dollar store and grab some more, or some, then I'll probably take the wire off and use the hooks instead. But for now, it's good. So that is all there is to this video. I'm just going to play music for the rest of the video while you watch me create all 6. And I do hope you like this one. I really, really, really like this one. This one, it made me happy. Like, every time I finished one, I got a little giddy inside and I had to ring the bells. So I do hope you like it too. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.